job provides you with income, stability, and a structure to your daily life. It gives you responsibilities and tasks that must be completed, and in return, you receive a paycheck. For many people, this exchange becomes the center of their routine, where time and effort are traded for financial security. However, the value your job gives you is limited to the role you currently perform. Your position has boundaries, expectations, and responsibilities defined by someone else. While your job can provide comfort and consistency, it does not always guarantee long-term growth or unlimited opportunities. Self-growth, on the other hand, has no ceiling. When you focus on improving yourself, you begin to expand your abilities, your knowledge, and your mindset. Unlike a job description, personal development is not restricted by titles or roles. The skills you develop through self-growth go beyond the workplace. Learning how to think critically, communicate effectively, and solve problems creatively increases your value in every environment you enter. When people invest time in themselves, they become more adaptable. Industries change, technologies evolve, and markets shift rapidly, but a person who continuously grows can adjust to these changes with confidence and resilience. A job may teach you specific tasks, but self-growth teaches you how to think. It strengthens your ability to analyze situations, make better decisions, and approach challenges with clarity and determination. People who prioritize personal development often discover new opportunities that others overlook. Their expanded mindset allows them to see possibilities where others only see obstacles. Growth also builds confidence. When you consistently learn and improve, you begin to trust your ability to handle unfamiliar situations and overcome difficult challenges. Self-growth multiplies your value because it improves the foundation of who you are. Instead of only becoming better at a no-phone, single role, you become stronger in multiple areas of life. Over time, the person who works on themselves develops a powerful advantage. Their knowledge expands, their thinking becomes sharper, and their potential increases far beyond their initial starting point. The workplace rewards people who bring more value than what their position requires. Individuals who grow continuously often become leaders, innovators, and problem solvers because they possess abilities that extend beyond their basic responsibilities. While a job may provide immediate rewards, personal development creates long-term impact. The habits you build through learning, discipline, and self-reflection shape the direction of your future. Each book you read, each skill you practice, and each lesson you learn adds another layer to your personal value. These layers accumulate over time and transform how others perceive your capabilities. When you invest in self-growth, you are not just improving your performance at work, you are expanding the possibilities of what you can become. Skills are important in every profession. They allow you to perform tasks, solve technical problems, and contribute to the work you are responsible for. Most people spend years learning specific abilities that help them succeed in their careers. However, skills are often connected to a particular role, industry, or technology. What is valuable today may become outdated tomorrow as industries evolve and new tools replace old systems. History has shown that entire professions can change within a short period of time. Automation, artificial intelligence, and technological advancements can make certain skills less relevant than they once were. When a skill loses demand, the people who relied only on that ability often struggle to adapt. They may feel uncertain about their future because the foundation of their professional identity was built only on what they could do. This is where mindset becomes far more powerful than skill. Mindset is the way you think, how you approach challenges, and how you respond to change. A strong mindset allows a person to learn new skills quickly. Instead of fearing change, they become curious and motivated to grow. People with the right mindset see obstacles as opportunities to improve. When something stops working, they do not give up, they look for a new way forward. Mindset also shapes resilience. When failure happens, a strong mindset treats it as feedback rather than defeat. Believes in growth, understands that abilities can always be developed. They are not limited by what they know today because they trust their capacity to learn tomorrow. Skills may open doors, but mindset determines how far you will go once those doors are open. Without the right thinking, even the best abilities can remain underused. When industries change, people with a growth mindset adapt faster than others. They are willing to step outside their comfort zones and explore unfamiliar paths, mindset also influences discipline and persistence. It determines whether a person stops when things become difficult or continues moving forward despite challenges. The most successful individuals focus on strengthening their thinking as much as their abilities. They understand that the way they approach problems matters as much as the tools they use to solve them. When your mindset is strong, losing a skill is never the end, because the same mindset that helped you learn once will help you learn again. Every result you experience in life is connected to the person you are becoming. Your habits, your mindset, and your daily decisions slowly shape the outcomes you see in your career, relationships, and personal growth. Many people focus only on the results they want. They want success, recognition, financial stability, or influence. They dream about the destination but rarely focus on the transformation required to reach it. The truth is that results are not created by wishes or short bursts of effort. They are created by the character, discipline, and thinking patterns you develop over time. If someone wants better results but refuses to change their habits, the outcome will remain the same. Growth demands that the person evolves before the results do. When you improve your discipline, your productivity naturally increases. When you improve your thinking, your decisions become smarter. When you improve your mindset, your resilience becomes stronger. The person you become determines how you respond to challenges. Some people give up when difficulty appears, while others become more determined and focused. Two individuals may face the same situation but produce completely different results because their internal mindset and personal standards are different. Your beliefs also shape your actions. If you believe growth is possible, you will continue learning and improving. If you believe limitations define you, your progress will stop before it even begins. Success is rarely an accident. It is usually the natural outcome of someone who has developed the habits, mindset, and discipline required to achieve meaningful goals. When people focus on personal development, they slowly transform the way they approach life. Their confidence grows, their focus becomes sharper, and their actions become more intentional. Over time, this transformation becomes visible in the results they produce. Opportunities appear more frequently because they are prepared to recognize and pursue them. Improving yourself also raises your standards. You begin to expect more from your actions, your work ethic, and the environment around you. The stronger your character becomes, the more capable you are of handling bigger responsibilities and greater challenges. When you focus on becoming a better version of yourself, the results you once hoped for begin to appear as a natural reflection of who you have become. Daily self-improvement may seem small, insignificant in the moment. Reading a few pages of a book, learning a new concept, or practicing a skill for a short period of time does not always create immediate visible results. Many people underestimate the power of these small efforts because the progress feels slow at the beginning. The changes are subtle, and the difference between today and yesterday may be almost impossible to notice. However, personal growth works in a similar way to compound interest. In the beginning, the growth appears minimal, but over time, the accumulation of consistent effort creates powerful momentum. When you invest a little time into improving yourself every day, those improvements begin to build on each other. One idea leads to another, one skill supports the development of the next, and your overall capability begins to expand. Just like financial investments grow over time, personal development multiplies when consistency is maintained. A single lesson learned today can influence dozens of decisions tomorrow. People who commit to daily growth slowly develop a deeper understanding of their field, their mindset, and their potential. Their thinking becomes sharper because they continuously expose themselves to new knowledge. At first, others may not notice the difference. The changes happen internally before they become visible externally. But as time passes, the gap between someone who grows daily and someone who stays the same becomes very clear. The person who improves consistently develops stronger habits, greater confidence, and more refined abilities. Small actions repeated every day eventually create powerful transformation. A few minutes of focused effort can turn into hours of accumulated learning over weeks and months. Daily improvement also strengthens discipline. When you build the habit of growth, it becomes a natural part of your routine rather than something that requires constant motivation. Over time, these consistent efforts shape the way you think, how you approach problems, and how you respond to opportunities. The compound effect of self-improvement means that even the smallest progress matters. Every lesson, every mistake, and every adjustment contributes to long-term development. Those who stay committed to daily growth eventually reach a point where their knowledge, skills, and confidence reflect years of steady improvement. What once seemed like small efforts eventually produce results that appear extraordinary to those who underestimated the power of consistent progress. Your career is not shaped only by your qualifications or job title. It is deeply influenced by the way you think about challenges, opportunities, and your own potential. Many people believe their career growth depends only on external factors such as promotions, company policies, or economic conditions. While these elements do play a role, the most powerful driver of change often begins in the mind. The way you think determines how you approach your work. If you see your job only as a routine responsibility, you will likely do only what is required and nothing more. However, when your thinking shifts toward growth and improvement, your approach to work begins to change. You start looking for ways to add value instead of simply completing tasks. A growth-oriented mindset encourages curiosity. Instead of avoiding new challenges, you begin to explore them as opportunities to learn something valuable. When people change their thinking, they also change their expectations. They no longer settle for mediocrity because they start believing they are capable of achieving more. This shift in perspective often leads to new actions. You begin reading more, learning new skills, and seeking feedback that helps you improve. Your thinking also affects how you handle setbacks. Someone with a limited mindset may see failure as a reason to stop trying, while someone with a growth mindset sees it as an important lesson. As your mindset evolves, your confidence increases. You begin trusting your ability to handle complex situations and make better decisions. Confidence naturally influences the way others perceive you. Leaders and colleagues often notice individuals who think proactively and take initiative. Opportunities frequently appear for those who demonstrate a willingness to grow. People who think differently tend to stand out because their ideas and perspectives bring fresh value to the workplace. Over time, the change in your thinking leads to noticeable progress in your career path. New responsibilities, new roles, and new possibilities often follow. Your career begins to move in a different direction because your mindset has expanded beyond old limitations. The moment your thinking evolves, the path of your career starts shifting toward opportunities that once seemed out of reach. Growth often begins with a simple but powerful realization. You are responsible for your life, your decisions, and your direction. The moment you accept this truth, your mindset begins to shift from blaming circumstances to creating solutions. Many people spend years waiting for the right opportunity, the right support, or the right moment to change their lives. They hope that something external will suddenly transform their situation. However, real progress does not begin with waiting. It begins when you decide that your future is not controlled by excuses, but by the actions you choose every day. Taking responsibility means acknowledging both your successes and your mistakes. It requires honesty about where you are and clarity about where you want to go. When you accept responsibility, you stop blaming others for your limitations. Instead of pointing at circumstances, you begin focusing on what you can control and improve. This shift in perspective gives you power. When you realize that your actions shape your outcomes, every decision becomes an opportunity to move forward. Responsibility also builds discipline. When you know that your progress depends on your effort, you begin to take your habits, routines, and commitments more seriously. People who take responsibility develop a stronger sense of ownership over their lives. They do not wait for instructions, they take initiative and create momentum through consistent action. Taking responsibility also means learning from failure instead of avoiding it. Mistakes become lessons rather than reasons to quit. This mindset encourages continuous improvement. Each challenge becomes a chance to develop new skills, stronger resilience, and greater confidence. Over time, the habit of responsibility transforms the way you approach every aspect of life. Work, relationships, and personal goals all become areas where you actively seek growth. When you stop waiting for others to change your situation, you begin designing your own path forward. Responsibility replaces excuses with solutions and replaces hesitation with action. The moment you accept that your progress is your responsibility, you begin unlocking the potential that was always within your control. Many people spend a great deal of time thinking about financial investments. They study stocks, businesses, and opportunities that promise high returns in the future. While financial investments can certainly create wealth, there is one investment that consistently produces the greatest long-term value: investing in yourself. When you invest in yourself, you are strengthening the foundation of everything you do. Your knowledge, your skills, and your mindset become assets that support every opportunity you pursue. Unlike material investments, personal development cannot be easily lost or taken away. What you learn and how you grow become permanent parts of who you are. Every book you read expands your understanding of the world. New ideas challenge your thinking and introduce perspectives that may change the direction of your decisions. Learning new skills also increases your ability to adapt. As industries evolve and technologies change, people who continue learning remain valuable in different environments. Investing in yourself also improves your confidence. The more you grow, the more comfortable you become facing new challenges and unfamiliar situations. Confidence often leads to better decision-making. When you trust your abilities, you are more willing to pursue opportunities that others might hesitate to explore. Personal investment also strengthens discipline. The process of learning, practicing, and improving requires consistent effort and dedication. Over time, these habits begin to shape your identity. You start seeing yourself as someone who grows continuously rather than someone who remains limited by past abilities. The knowledge and skills you develop also influence how others perceive you. People naturally respect individuals who demonstrate commitment to growth and improvement. As your abilities expand, new doors begin to open. Opportunities appear not only because of what you know, but also because of how you think and approach challenges. Unlike many external investments that depend on unpredictable markets, investing in yourself provides returns that accumulate throughout your lifetime. Each improvement you make increases your ability to create value in different situations and environments. When you consistently invest in your growth, you build a personal advantage that continues to multiply over time. Every dream requires a certain kind of person to achieve it. The life you imagine, the goals you set, and the success you hope for all demand a level of commitment and strength that cannot be built overnight. Many people love the idea of big dreams, but they underestimate the type of discipline needed to turn those dreams into reality. They focus on the outcome while ignoring the daily effort required to reach it. Discipline is the bridge between imagination and achievement. It is the force that pushes you to act even when motivation disappears. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes depending on mood, energy, or circumstances. Discipline, however, remains steady because it is built through consistent habits and personal standards. When you develop discipline, you train yourself to do what needs to be done even when it feels uncomfortable. You stop relying on feelings and start relying on commitment. Dreams often require sacrifices that many people avoid. They demand time, effort, patience, and the willingness to push through moments of difficulty. Discipline helps you make those sacrifices without constantly questioning your direction. It strengthens your ability to stay focused on long-term goals instead of short-term comfort. Over time, disciplined actions begin to shape your identity. You start becoming someone who follows through on commitments rather than someone who quits when things become difficult. This transformation changes the way you approach challenges. Obstacles no longer feel like barriers, they become tests that strengthen your determination. As discipline grows stronger, your confidence also increases. You trust yourself more because you know you will continue moving forward regardless of obstacles. People who build strong discipline often achieve results that others admire. What appears to be extraordinary success is usually the outcome of ordinary actions repeated with consistency. Each disciplined decision strengthens the person you are becoming. Every moment of persistence builds resilience and mental strength. Dreams are not achieved by occasional bursts of effort, but by steady dedication over time. The more discipline you build, the closer you become to the version of yourself that your dreams require. Your future is not determined solely by luck, circumstances, or the opportunities that come your way. It is shaped by the actions you take and the effort you invest in yourself today. Many people dream about a better life, higher success, or greater fulfillment, Yet they fail to realize that these outcomes are directly linked to the work they do on themselves in the present. Every decision you make today, no matter how small, contributes to the person you are becoming. Choosing to learn, to grow, and to improve compounds over time. Investing time in developing your skills, mindset, and habits is like planting seeds for the future. Each effort may seem insignificant now, but it grows quietly beneath the surface. The person you are building today determines how you handle opportunities tomorrow. If you are stronger, wiser, and more capable, you can take on challenges that others may shy away from. Effort in self-improvement creates momentum. Small daily actions add up, transforming your abilities, mindset, and confidence over months and years. Many people wait for external circumstances to improve before acting. They hope for the perfect timing, the right connections, or a lucky break. But waiting rarely builds the life they desire. The reality is that your growth today opens doors tomorrow. The knowledge you acquire, the habits you develop, and the mindset you strengthen all influence your future trajectory. Effort invested in yourself also increases adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and the person who has continuously improved themselves can navigate change with confidence. Discipline, focus, and consistency in your daily self-improvement reinforce your ability to reach long-term goals. Each small step compounds into significant progress. The future belongs to those who understand that nothing external can replace internal development. What you do today creates the foundation for your achievements, resilience, and opportunities. Every hour spent learning, practicing, and growing increases your capacity to handle complex challenges and seize meaningful opportunities in the future. People who prioritize themselves today rarely feel unprepared for tomorrow. Their skills, mindset, and habits ensure that they are ready to capitalize on what life presents. Ultimately, your tomorrow is a direct reflection of your effort today, because the stronger, wiser, and more capable person you become now will naturally shape the life you will lead.